Chapter 9. Concluding chapter. Love is a decision that creates a feeling, not a feeling that creates a decision. This concept is significant, possibly one of the most significant in this book. Love is the energy that desires to be of service, not the energy that demands service. We can compare love to how a healthy bodybuilder decides to exercise despite how he feels. Professional athletes discipline themselves to exercise, especially if they don't feel like it. They say that the person who works out when they do not feel like working out will always outwork the person who only works out when they feel like it. This idea teaches us why love, when expressed, resembles a healthy routine. Genuine love is disciplined and intelligent. It follows through on decisions long after the positive emotional reactions have subsided. Love is not a feeling that creates the decision to love. Rather, it is a decision that creates love. It is the decision to love that generates the raw energy of love, which perpetuates the cycle of continuing to love. This misunderstanding is why the current and modern state of romantic relationships is suffering. People are often too afraid to commit and pour their energy into a long-term relationship. It creates a drifting habit where people are blown and tossed about by the winds of the changing sea of trendy, superficial opinions and relationships. There are no foundations supporting relationships beyond those defined by the typical archetype of desire to be perceived by others as prom kings and prom queens. Young people are easily groomed to aspire to ideal lifestyles defined by perceived trending pedestal romance. Social media has created platforms of illusion where couples appear to have it all together, and like celebrity gossip, it dominates their minds, making them desire to be perceived similarly. Society is evolving at an astonishing pace. I fear we are not catching our breath to perceive the causes and consequences of how this acceleration drastically changes how couples connect. True love has a compounding effect. Consider this thought. Love loves and supports repetition. But what looks like repetition with love, repetition is transformative. To illustrate, if you commit to doing 100 push-ups a day for 90 days, the benefits will compound over time. Push-ups engage the core of hundreds of different muscles you may not activate otherwise with other exercises. The triceps, biceps, shoulders, and chest become more defined. Your core strength exponentially improves each day. Science teaches us that on day 60, healthy hormones surge and turn your physical body into a fat-burning machine. When you get to the day where you can do the 100 without stopping, your muscles will have reached a level of density that will drastically transform and see magic happen in your body. Your metabolism will stay activated most of your days. Your posture improves. Body aches heal, and changes in bone density can alter your entire body constitution. Please do not be annoyed by this idea. Life teaches us that if we master what we may perceive as difficult, the reward is all the more outstanding because of compounding effects. Love, in a similar way, has to be considered and practiced. When people set goals that require a level of commitment, only about 4% will fulfill the routine. This phenomenon occurs when people invest in digital courses, books, and training programs. It is happening with love too. This concept also clarifies why the top 5% of the population holds 95% of the world's wealth. Successful individuals commit to a consistent routine and reap the corresponding benefits. Frequency is key. Those who diligently pursue excellence will always be significantly rewarded. Vibration, or coincidentally, frequency energy, cannot lie. Reality always mirrors the corresponding vibrations you give it. The law of compounding effects and its compensation is a real phenomenon that must be considered in the mind strongly. Even people who attempt to cheat by cutting corners in natural processes will ultimately pay the real price via the law of compensation. Thieves, cheats, liars, and schemers will eventually reap what they have sown, for the law is immutable. Love must be pursued and practiced relentlessly. Love is a decision you make every day for the rest of your life. When you decide to love the space from which you perceive your mate, the force of the compounding energy will either nourish them or push them out. Why? Because it is your creative space that will call forth the round peg to fit the round hole you have created. People who obsess over any one individual trying to put a square peg in a round hole. Let the universe bring you the correct peg. Your job is to carve this space with clear and concise definitions. Love is a decision, not a destination. Have you heard the phrase that success is a journey or a decision and not a destination? Consider that love can be defined similarly. Love is a progressive realization of the decision to love. The belief that having a partner or spouse who loves you is the key to finally being happy and capable of love is a myth. This idea is similar to someone saying, quote unquote, if I could just win the lottery, then my life would be changed, and only then could I truly be happy and prosperous. Someone might say that if they only had the motivation and time to finally work out and exercise, then they will be fit, muscular, and love themselves. The decision to be fit and muscular will instill in them the creativity to utilize their time and motivation to exercise despite challenging circumstances. The correct mindset comes from the understanding that you must love yourself first and build yourself up. You will then create the right frequency to bring a resonating or corresponding body of energy that will love you in a similar way you have learned to love yourself. This awareness is now becoming the new normal. The old days of couples getting married and failing to define their existence beyond superficial companionship without purpose and creative ability are over. These relationships prove to be more than inadequate breeding grounds for depressing complacency and deteriorating quiet desperation. We are meant to connect without the grief of unmet expectations. We are meant to connect through powerful codes worded with clarity and purpose. We must utilize our creative abilities to build upon each other's unique individuality and perspectives. The couple life of meaningless marriage is dying and on life support, for it is now considered a massive investment risk. We find ourselves in a situation where the likelihood of creating a successful marriage often feels like a coin toss. Given this uncertainty, who in the right mind will gamble away their entire life force and risk what they perceive as the value of their whole life, including time, energy, and resources? Men feel love when they are respected. Therefore, they fail to feel love when they lose self-respect. The alchemy of the universe is designed to bring your self-respect to a level where your mate will naturally feel respect for you as a man. But if you don't respect and support your quintessential male energy enough to magnetize the corresponding female energy, how can you ever expect to feel loved by a woman? Women feel love when they are truly heard and appreciated, especially in the presence of competing female energies. They seek to be seen and understood, with men acknowledging their feelings through active listening. When you take these actions for yourself, the universe's alchemy works in your favor. The universe will teach you to listen to and appreciate yourself beyond the observed average female experience. When you learn to look in the mirror with love, appreciation, and commitment to self-care, you will attract the male energies that complement and enhance the fulfilling actions you are already taking in your life. Activating the alchemical process will help you reach those places where you feel great self-respect and love, and will refine your energy to attract your corresponding mate who will love and respect you. The universe will teach you to complete your duty to yourself and your mate. The universe will teach you to complete your own happiness to be able to add to your mate's happiness. The universe will teach you to use your words correctly regardless of how you feel. This action will compound and create an exponential effect of the corresponding energies and your experience of your attracted soulmate. When you prioritize the evolution of your soul through this process, you will generate feelings of contentment and happiness. You will no longer long for the thing that you think will make you happy. And because you will have the full realization that your happiness is your own responsibility and not the others, you will see how you will be able to add to your own self-created happiness by perpetually recreating your experience of your soulmate. Invariably, because you will have gone through enough learning experiences, your soulmate will do the same and recreate their experience of you for them. You will see outstanding magic generated within the context of the relationship. And even if you happen to need to go through the painful experience of a good relationship not working out because they dump, ghost, or cheat on you, you will know that you have paid the karmic debt and will work to continue prioritizing the evolution of your soul. But if by chance you still feel hurt or sore due to perceived disloyalty, thank the universe for the energy of boundless motivation and deep desire. You must appreciate that it belongs to the process and the journey. Because if you still fear vulnerability, then you haven't learned your lesson. God will recycle you through the same experience until you finally understand it and decide to be better without relying on the validation of people who will end up hurting you anyway. It is when you know that you deserve such a cycle of triggered misery and pain that you will no longer be triggered and experience pain and misery. Embrace the trauma, for it is a fantastic energy that galvanizes and feeds the energy of desire. Consider the experience a massive gift. You will see, since you don't qualify yet, you will work hard to become so resilient, important, strong, and irreplaceable. If you experience disloyalty from a partner, your past lessons will help you respond positively without feeling heartbroken. You will, in fact, feel relieved that it happened, and now you can move on to a better place. You know the universe has now burned up the negative energy that we are holding on to for so long, and now life can fill it with the right vibration, so no entropy can fill it again. You will feel the shift. The universe will confirm with you and say, yes, something has changed inside and you are no longer the same. God will validate your work and your efforts to be the best version of yourself despite unfavorable circumstances. Because the second you pray that they dump, ghost, or cheat on you right away at the start of the relationship, and you perceive no damage or hurt, you will know the soulmate is now coming. However, because you will feel and sense that your mental peace is no longer vulnerable, regardless of what others may or may not be doing outside of you, you will not care or feel the awareness of lacking a soulmate. Ultimately, you will witness your true desires manifest. You will be prepared to love and be loved, to appreciate and be appreciated, to honor and be honored. Your invested energy will no longer be stamped with the question, what will my return on investment be? Because it is God who unconditionally loves and ultimately provides all things. You will begin to see clearly with spiritual vision that the energy you invest does not have to be returned as if you are owed something. Instead, you will understand that your energy is compounded regardless. The way you receive a return on your energy is not dependent on any specific individual. You will learn to let go of all expectations regarding any one person. And because you will see that you are different because you don't need any one specific individual, and ones that show will benefit by proxy. You will know it is your boundless energy, feelings of security and power, and that your light blesses them. You will welcome them for the ride, and then they will be glad and excited. You will experience a relationship of growth and abundance, filled with happy experiences. Yes, you will experience the peaceful awareness of now enjoying a mind-blowing, long-term, loving relationship. A quick note from the author, myself, Julian Valderrama. Thank you so much for listening to this. If you found this book to be helpful, please provide a verified review on Amazon and tell others about it. This helps it find its way to those who need it. Thank you.